Hello, high school value-added teachers and grades 5 and 8 science teachers. This is a quick video to review how to access your teacher reports and what reports are available. So last night or this morning, you should have received an email from EVOS support. I can tell you mine was not easy to find. It was not in my inbox, so you may need to search for it. It came from EVOS support and the subject was EVOS Individual Teacher Value Added Report. When you find that, if you open that email, it's a rather long email, but about halfway down in the email, you will find this link that'll take you to your login page. Before you click on that link in your email, directly below that is your username. So I recommend copying your username, especially if yours is like mine that has a dot somewhere and I think has a 33 at the end of it. So I copy the username, go to this link, it'll take you to a login page. On the login page, paste your username, try the password you think is your EVOS password. If that does not work, I don't recommend trying a bunch of different passwords because it'll eventually lock you out. So if your first password does not work, just use the forgot username and password link right here in that on that web page. If it does work, it may prompt you to reset your password. So you'll have to probably go do that and then find your email to confirm it. Okay, once you are in, you will see a green go button, which I'll show you in a moment. You may actually have two green go buttons on your screen. One might say building and the other would say probably teacher report. If you click that green go, before you can access any of your reports, you'll get prompted with what's on the right of the screen here. A page that says you need to enter your educator state ID to continue. And so you can find that on the front of your teaching license, or if you don't have access to your teaching license, you can do a Google search for Educator Search, Ohio Department of Education, and you'll get a link that will take you to a website where you can enter enough of your information to recover your teaching license number. So you'll put that teaching license number here, and then there's a box down here on the left you have to check each time and then hit the submit button. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to exit the Google Slides and show you what this looks like on a demo account. Again, you probably have a second green go button. I'm on a district user demo account, so I have to go in this way and I have to choose a school district. I'll just choose the first one, and I have to choose a building. So I'll just go find here. Which one should I use? Let's just use, I don't know, let's use Bald Eagle. And let me look for a teacher that we can use for this. And why don't I just pick, let's pick Chantel. Okay, so when you log into your teacher report, you will probably be taken to a page that looks like this. This is your 3-year composite multi-year average. And the reason it takes you here, this is what would be used in ETPES for your OTES student growth measure because it's up to 3 years of data. In this case, I do want to just point out a few things on here. This green line of a 0 represents the growth standard. Anything that is from -1 to +1 falls into the yellow range. Anything +1 but not +2 is a light green. I know on the screen that doesn't look like green, but it's light green. Anything more than +2 is dark green. Less than -1 but not -2 is orange. And if you hover over anything, it does highlight it for you and give you more information. And less than -2 is red. The explanation for those colors is down below, so you can look over those. Also down below, you will see the name of it, the overall composite, the growth index, and then the level. On the right side, it tells you in the state um, the breakdown distribution of teachers and their ratings. And then down below here, you'll see your 3 years of information if you've been a value-added teacher for 3 years, and if it's been included or not included in the calculation. So again, this is a demo account. As you can see, these years are 20 in the future here. I'm going to choose the most recent year. So I'm going to click on this link, and any of these will take you to a new page. So I'm going to see how last year's students did. And again, it's going to show me the graph from 2023 or 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and last year. And then down below, it'll do the same thing. It'll show you each one of those breakdowns by year. But what this page has on it that's most helpful is it'll show you down below each year's average score from that group and your students' predicted score. And from up here, there are additional reports that really provide you with information that is helpful, I think. So if you click on Teacher Diagnostic, this will take your students and will show you how they were broke down by achievement groups and how that achievement group did compared to the rest of the students like them in the state. The blue is the last year students, and then the yellow is the previous year. So the reason they show you this is in case you change something with a group. Let's say you tried a new curriculum, you tried a different teaching approach or strategy. It'll let you know if that worked with any of your groups, or if you did it specifically with one of the groups, it'll give you that information. So it does let you see if you've been consistent with your, like in this example, the lowest kids, been consistently above the green line. Again, the green line is the 0 line, which is the standard. And if this whisker is completely above, that means that you had more than what was above the gross standard. So that group of students exceeded the gross standard compared to that group. If it's completely below, it means the opposite, that group of students did not meet the gross standard. And again, this is a breakdown. What's helpful on here is on the right side, you can click and expand to see the students' names and see information about those students. And you can drill down even further by clicking on a specific student, and it'll bring you up their historical testing data. And below will give you some information about their levels. So let me go back. I'm going to use the back arrow to return to the previous screen. Also on here, if you wanted to see how certain subgroups did, there's a subgroup button, and you can select a certain demographic, click submit, and it'll generate a new report for just that subgroup. To get out of the subgroup report, and that includes the students who were in that subgroup. So you can get out of that report by clicking the X, and it takes you back to all students. There's an interesting report called the Teacher Custom Diagnostic. This allows you to do a few things. It allows you to see what the student's predicted score was and what their observed score, their actual score was, to be able to see how they were expected to do and then how they actually did. But this report also allows you to see how each class period or each group of students did. So if you have last year's roster, and you wanted to see maybe how your first period morning class did compared to maybe your middle of the day class, compared to maybe your last period class, just to see if anything changed throughout the day, you can click this create button. On my demo account, it doesn't let me, but you could click create and create a new graph for just that group of students. So you could see how the groups did throughout the day, or how your specific class periods did. Can always return again by clicking on any of these blue links. You can return with these buttons. Anything that is a link will can resort things. So if I click on this observed score, it'll reorder it from lowest to highest. And you could do that with any of these. You can put the students alphabetical. You can do any of those features and functions you want. I'm going to go back here to the View Teacher Diagnostic Summary. This will then show you your breakdown by that year, and will give you information, for example, how many students were in that group, and then the colors for each group. And again, the explanation is below. So yellow again is evidence that they met the growth standard. Green is there's evidence that they exceeded it, and red is they did not meet. Okay, go back to teacher value added summary, and again it'll show you current year, 2-year, 3-year, and then your multi-year composite. Okay, and there are additional reports, and you can't break the EVOS site, so if you wanted to look at your student success summary, you could click on that and create custom reports for that by school, grade, individual student. There are just so many things in here. I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to get in and what's available. And if you would like any support with your teacher level value added, there are 2 sessions on the early release day, November 22nd. Or if you'd like me to come to your teacher-based team meeting and go through some analysis with you, or even just during your planning period, be more than happy to do that. Just let me know. All right. Thanks everybody for watching.